Hey, I'm Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 128 of Bird Squawk.
The roster is down to 53, and it is time to talk about this roster. But we'll get right into that. But there's a lot going on this week. The Birds had a very interesting week down in Miami with the canceled joint practice, and then the disaster that was on Saturday. But
Yeah.
before we get all into that, we'll talk about the roster, and we talk about the big trade that happened today. Howie, once again, doing his thing and getting back in the good graces. Birds, something was fishy. Something was in the water. They were releasing these safeties, Tart, Harris, and you were like, they got to have a plan. And they go out and get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from the Saints. And first off, I'm going to be flat out honest. I don't know a whole lot about this guy, but I've heard nothing but positive things and that this was a big upgrade and a guy with a chip on his shoulder and loves to talk trash.
I love the pickup. I mean, my only question though is what's up with the Saints? Why they let this guy walk? I mean, they could have kept him and then got a
Yeah, the compensation. Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Trade or what? Pick. I mean, they let him walk for basically nothing, right? Like how he stole him. But, just another dude who's coming in with some swagger, right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, kind of played in the slot for New Orleans, but they say he can play safety, he can play man.
Yeah, played safety in Florida.
I really feel like, they're giving, as much as we talk about them giving Hurts weapons, they have given Gannon weapons this year.
Without a doubt. And I mean, safety has been the biggest question mark, really, this whole camp. And they went out and got a guy that has a chip on his shoulder on the last year of his rookie deal, has made plays down with the Saints. So a guy that's proven that is looking to make a splash, get a big contract next year. So he's definitely going to come ready to play. Yeah, I don't know. It's just another piece to this puzzle that feels like they really got it going.
It feels like the summer of Howie isn't over yet.
Oh,
I feel like there's more coming.
Yeah,
I don't know what, but
we'll talk more about that. But I just want, before we get in, I saw this today, and it's so true. I mean, the Birds, they did it really well the year they won the Super Bowl, and there's a lot of teams that have done this with the salary cap and all that. But the best time to go out and do what the Birds did is when you got that rookie quarterback contract, man. You just go out and you have that extra cap and you can just bring everybody in. You bring in all the weapons you want, not have to worry about that quarterback contract taking up like 3/4 of your salary cap, and then you build around your guy while he's still in that contract.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point that you bring up. They are maximizing the periphery of this team around that, knowing they're not paying Hurts right now, and this could be the year that they've got to decide, or do we just tag him,
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, but they are definitely, they have definitely upgraded this defense
Without a doubt. I mean, it
was on paper, it
Yes.
looks like top 5, top 6 defense.
Yeah,
in the
you would
league.
think. I mean, they have done everything. I mean, at this point, now that you went out and got the safety, you have truly done everything you can to make this team better.
Everything we talked about in the offseason, all of our needs.
Yeah, they've been addressed.
Have been addressed.
They really have.
They have been addressed, and I mean, Howie is just killing it.
Yeah, I mean, really, a bounce back. I mean, at the end of the day, this stuff has to play out on the field, but he's doing he does stuff most of the time that the fans don't agree with, but he's doing things that the fans want, bringing those guys in. And we'll have to see how it plays out, but the Birds are down to 53 men as the preseason is over. I mean, we're not going to get into the Dolphins because that was a crapshoot.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
talked briefly last week on the joint practice, and then another joint practice was canceled, and then on Saturday no one played, and they got absolutely steamrolled.
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins played against a bunch of guys that are no longer on the team today. So, I mean, that score on Saturday was really,
48-10. Pretty
You know
rough,
what I
but
mean?
it's what it is. But, I mean, mostly down to 53. The biggest cuts, obviously, Anthony Harris. He was a primary safety last year. Devin Allen, the hurdler, I think they're going to try and probably bring in practice squad back. I feel like they enjoy that project. It's just there wasn't a spot on him for this team. Deion Kane, another one of those wide receivers that was maybe battling, had a good second preseason game. Jack Anderson, the guard, played a couple things. I mean, obviously, Jaquiski Tart getting cut. One of the, not big offseason signings, but a guy you brought in thinking to be a presence at safety before bringing in, obviously, Gardner-Johnson. But he got cut. And Carson Strong, the quarterback that came in,
Yeah, man,
disappointed.
they paid him a lot of money.
Yeah, guaranteed.
And he just was a flop.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is for QB3. Obviously, you'll have someone on the practice squad, but at the moment, I don't think they have anybody.
No,
The two quarterbacks for Gardner and
and I think it's one of those deals. They're going to see who else is out there.
Yeah.
And if there's somebody better than Stennett who can go on the practice squad, they'll probably try to make that move.
Mhm.
But if there isn't, they'd probably bring him back.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, it feels like they need another one of those like Studfeld guys that they think is gonna they can
Yes.
groom, even though he's never gonna play, just to
Right.
have. So
Right.
we'll see what they do on there. But at the end of the day, that's not that deep of a thing. Obviously, to me, the big makes was Josh Jobe, the corner out of rookie, undrafted free agent, had a really good camp. He made the team. Reed Blankenship, the safety, made the team after a good camp as well. And then obviously the two returning guys, Rager and Dillard, make the team. But he was a little bummed about that. But I don't know. I think to me, Rager is on this team because I think a deal is going to be done. And Howie is smart enough rather to release the guy. You can get something out of him.
Possibly. I think his role in the beginning here is just going to be kick returner, punt returner.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't see him sniffing the field at wide receiver at all.
I agree. And obviously those wide receivers, Greg Ward, Hightower, all those guys that have been like staples in this room have obviously been parted ways with as this wide receiver core got deeper.
I mean, this has got to be the best wide receiver core in years.
Yeah.
I mean, that we're going to put on the field. And again, hopefully everybody can stay healthy and stay on the field.
That's the big thing right now.
But, I really, really, really thought they were going to cut ties with Rager and just kind of let him walk. I mean, his social media crap and, I don't know. The guy has not proven anything. I mean, you've seen they got rid of J-Jaw and Seattle.
Yeah, they got J-Jaw. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's Rager's next step. He's going to be looking for a job.
I mean,
sometime.
That's another Howie thing. The
future.
fact that they've gotten anything out of J-Jaw, it's crazy. You got that corner, and then you traded him for picks.
Yeah, we could probably get J-Jaw back, and Howie could deal him again for something. I mean, Howie is just wheeling and dealing. Man.
Yeah, I mean, the Rager thing is weird. I mean, this went even back into last season how his trade market was hot. Once again,
you don't know who to believe, though, what stories are true. I mean,
it's one of those things I just don't think they can cut ties, and rather than just absolutely losing on him, something will probably develop at some point
I'd give
that
him
you
up
can
for
put
a
him in.
Wawa hoagie. I mean, the Dillard one doesn't bug me as much because I think we need to keep him. I mean, and I think when he stepped in for Peters that 1 year,
he
was good. I don't know what happened to him.
His entire stint so far, I mean, the first round pick, and then instantly they didn't like him. It was a really weird pick overall out of Washington, came in, and then the following year they were looking to trade him. Right, he's been kind of always around these rumors since he's been here.
I mean, but you gotta believe if even Stoutland can't make him a player, then something's up with him.
No,
right?
I agree with that.
Because Stoutland is he took a guy who never played football, and made him an
all-pro,
starting all-pro, Mailata.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Really, the team filtered out the way you thought it was gonna be, and on paper, man. I know we've been saying this all off season, but on paper, this team looks good. I mean, we're less than.
I like the vibe around.
We're less
team,
than 2
man.
weeks away from a football game.
You got
that
Michael
matters.
Irvin coming out saying the Eagles are his sleeper pick.
I mean,
there's a lot of hype going on these Eagles. And
Yeah.
we talked all last season, keeping that
Yeah,
bar of
expectations low.
expectation low.
Yeah.
And it is tough
Yeah.
when you see what Howie has assembled here not to be excited. But I'm going to be on pins and needles on September 11th when we play the Lions for sure, because that is going to be the first true test, and we're going to see what we got.
Yeah, I mean that, like Saucy said last year, every game is one game at a time. Round one, round two. I mean, that's really what their mentality has to be this year. They can't let expectations get to them, and I don't think they will. And I do have faith in both this coaching staff and this team to put something together. I mean, they continue to go out, and it feels like making the right moves.
I'm expecting a lot of takeaways from this defense. Man.
The defense
secondary
is really.
Woo!
I mean, I don't know. I mean this Chauncey Gardner.
You bring
Johnson,
in Reddick and Kazir
Yep.
White, and
Yep.
these guys got chips on their shoulder, and they're coming. And now you got this Gardner who was
Yep.
in Brady's face.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, kicking the freaking
Falcons
logo. I mean, do that to the Cowboys logo, baby, and you are like Philly forever.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, it is so hard not to be excited about
Yeah.
what's coming.
I mean, it's so hard not to be excited because, I mean, it's so close. It's less than 2 weeks away.
God, we've been waiting for this so long.
It's
it
not
feels,
this
you know?
weekend, but next weekend.
Man.
When we come back next week's
It's
video,
game week,
we're talking
baby.
about a
It's a
football game that
game.
matters.
Yeah.
They're heading out to Detroit. I mean, regroup, get healthy.
And then we're down at the home opener.
I know.
In our
It's come
seats for
fast.
that Monday nighter against the Vikings, man, and it is gonna be electric.
It has come so fast, it feels.
Woo!
I mean, it always gets fast and gets quick once training camp starts, when people start getting in the building. But preseason's done. The cuts have been made. This team, as of now, is complete. Well, I think there's probably a couple moves here
There's
and
a
there
couple moves
that
that I
needs to be
think that are
tankered.
gonna, you know, I wouldn't doubt if they kick the tires on some of running backs.
I
you
agree
know,
with
that
that.
got
That's where I was
released.
just about to
Marlon
bring up.
Mack, you know, just bring somebody else in here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what. That's the big. I don't think it's a position of weakness, but I think it's a position that could be improved.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's not a glaring issue if people stay healthy, because with this O-line, anyone's going to be able to have success. And these guys, I think you got Miles if he can stay healthy, you got Boston, and you got Kenneth Gainwell, who are solid guys. But I agree, if you can maybe get that last piece there, we'll have to see. But I mean, the depth. I mean, the depth at O-line and defensive line. I know the
Yes.
Eagles always do that, but it really is. It really shows the depth at those two positions in this final or first 53-man roster that came
But I
out today.
mean, you envision the way they're gonna rotate in that defensive line. Oh man, it's gonna be. We're gonna have fresh dudes in there.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And you got BG coming back with that infectious attitude,
Mhm.
and he's gonna be in these young guys' faces, telling them what to expect, what to do. I mean, there's nothing that dude can't input into these young guys that won't get them to want to play.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. So, I mean, we'll just have to see. Get how it gets
Oh,
going,
can
man.
you believe it?
No, I can't. I
God,
mean,
we are so close.
buckle up, people. When we're back next week, like we said, we'll be talking about a game. We'll be talking about a game next week, so get ready, buckle up.
Buckle up those chin straps.
Yeah,
baby,
get ready for the
'cause we're
season,
going
baby.
live
Get
soon.
ready for the season. So,
Yes.
thank you guys always for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly Eagles Fly.
Go Birds.